You know what, George? I love telling this story because it's a story about taking care of customers. A lady was in Dallas, Texas, and she was going to fly home to Chicago. When she got to the airport, she had her dog and her bag, and they said, your bag we're going to check, but your dog cannot go on the plane with you. It's got to go underneath in the cargo hold.
That's not good.
So, okay, so that was all right. So the airplane took off, and as it landed, the baggage handlers are unloading and all this stuff, and it's coming down the conveyor belt. One of the guys sees the dog carrier, but the dog is laying flat, it's not moving. So he figured it's asleep, so he pokes his finger in there, the dog doesn't move. Pokes his finger again, the dog does not respond. And he's thinking, this is not good. You know, you ship it out from Dallas and it comes dead here. You know, this is not good. So they brought the dog into the baggage area away from all the public. And he called the boss. And he said, hey, boss, we got a problem here. This dog is dead. And the boss looked at him and said, I got a plan. We'll take care of this customer. I want you to go out and I want you to find a dog that looks just like this. Get teams of 3 each and get them out there and find us a dog. And about an hour later, George, they got a phone call. They said, we've done it. We found the dog. He said, bring it in. So they brought the new dog in. They took the collar off the old dog, put the collar on the new dog, and said to one of the delivery guys, get this luggage and her dog to her house. So they took off and walked up to the door and knocked on the door, and she opened it up. And he says, hi, ma'am, I'm here with your luggage and your dog. And she looked down at the dog, and she looked up, and she goes, what's this? This is not my dog. My dog is dead.
Oh,
See, she was bringing it home to bury it is what happened.
it's so bad.
You know, sometimes when we try to do too much, we get ourselves in trouble, right?
That's right.
It's,
and sometimes when we don't have contingency plans or good contingency plans, because getting another dog isn't a good one, is an issue too. Kind of like on Black Friday, when Macy's technology crashed and they couldn't accept credit cards and they couldn't accept gift cards. On Black Friday, it was a nightmare.
Now imagine. You've got a store on Black Friday. You're prepped for it. Everybody's coming in. They're lined up at the register. They're excited. There's all holiday music. And you can't take, it crashes and you can't take credit cards. What do? What do you tell your people to tell your customers? What do you tell your people to do? Where are you going to go?
You know what's really frightening about that? I've been in so many stores where that happens. Oh, we can't take credit cards today. We can't take checks today. We can't take, come on. I don't know an independent retailer who isn't going to get out a cigar box, get some cash, figure out a way to call in the credit card numbers, and make it work. But Rich is absolutely right. You have to have a contingency plan for when things go wrong.
Can you imagine being the manager of that Macy's store?
No.
Thousands
No, it wasn't
of
that
customers?
Macy's store. It was nationwide.
Well, I know
honey.
that, but I mean,
Yeah.
I'm thinking of about an individual that, oh my goodness, what am I
I'd hate
going
to
to
be the
do?
cashier. Zzz.
So, hey, bring it home. There's a silver lining in this whole thing. And unfortunately, Macy's gave us the opportunity to talk about it. The silver lining is this. What would you do right now if you have a store and all of a sudden somebody called you and said a water pipe in the ceiling is broken, it's flooding the floor, customers are getting wet. What do? Quick, you have no time to make a decision. You got to take action. What are you going to do? See, you don't think clearly in a panic time. The silver lining in the story from Macy's is this. Everyone ought to have contingency plans for catastrophes in
For
their business.
everything.
That's right. As a matter of fact, what we would say is sit down at your desk and have a cup of coffee and write down 3 or 4 things that would be catastrophic that would happen in your business. And then write down, if this happened, what do I do first? What do I do second? What do I do third? What do I do fourth? What do I tell my people to tell the customers?
Have a meeting about it.
How do I handle these things?
Simple things, even like, well, it's not so simple, but if someone requires medical assistance on your sales floor, what's the process? What do? You know, you might know that you pick up the phone and you call 911 right away and you don't move the person, and right? But that doesn't mean that every single person who works for you knows that.
So it knows what's the way. Georgianne, you're on 911 right away. You cover them up. You call the crowd back. I mean, that's what you do in a contingency plan. You take control.
So I like that idea. Make a list of all the things that could potentially be a problem. We've had floods. We've had hurricanes. We've had tornadoes. What do? Make a list of those things. Write down the things that you need to do if, God forbid, those things happen to you, and then have a store meeting with your staff to discuss what happens when, if those things happen.
And you know what? We hope it never does. But if it does, you'll be ready. So that's something to think about. Now I got